Good morning, friends. Today we're going to continue learning about lines. And today we're going to draw some lines using a black crayon or some crayon that you have that's dark in color. And then we're going to talk about painting because we're going to be finding shapes with some lines that we intersect. And then we're going to find those shapes and paint those in. Okay? So let's get started with our drawing part, and then I'll return and teach you all about painting. For this lesson, you're going to need some crayons, a pencil and eraser, a white sheet of paper, and you're going to need some heart to put in your art. Go ahead and hit that pause button and find your materials. First direction I always give is to put your name on the back and your grade, because remember, no name, no fame. Then go ahead and flip your paper like a pancake. Your crayons. I would love for you to find the black crayon. That's what we're going to be drawing with today. If you don't have a black, you can use a darker color. That's fine. We're going to draw 5 lines going from across our paper's edges. You're going to choose what lines you want to, but basically you're just going to go from the top to the bottom or the side to do lines. I would like for you to choose 5 different lines. I've done a straight line, and now I'm going to do a zigzag line. Notice how I'm going from one side to the other, connecting my dots, having some intersect. That means they're running into other lines. Go ahead and do your 5 lines on your paper. After you have your 5 lines, I would like for you to add a 6th line, this swirly line. Put it anywhere on your paper. Make it big, make it small, but add a swirl. Once you have your 5 lines, I want you to hit that pause button and listen to your painting directions. Alright, let's talk about painting. I am going to be using some watercolor cake paints. These are Faber-Castell brand, but you could use any kind of brand. Crayola. You can even use markers if you don't have watercolor paints. But I still want you to know how to paint, so if we do return to the art room, you already have these directions in your heart. Alright, so the goal with painting, especially when we're sharing paint, is we don't really want to mix these colors in this plate. That's a lot of times why they give you a lid, so you can mix in them. But we want to keep these as clean as possible. And the first thing we have to do is wake them up. Okay? So you're going to have a bowl of water. You're also going to have a paintbrush. And you're literally just going to drip the paint into the pan or the watercolor. Your paintbrush isn't touching the paint, because if it did, it would mix the colors. We're just dripping water in there. We're saying, good morning, red. Good morning, blue. Good morning, purple. Good morning, brown. Buenos dias, gold. Good morning, green. Good morning, dark green. Good morning, blue. And I didn't touch it with the paintbrush. I literally just let them wake up, splashing water on their face, just like you would do when you wake up. The other thing I want to talk to you about is Mr. Paintbrush. This is my paintbrush. Yours might look a little bit different, and that's totally okay. If you don't have one, this is a paintbrush. Some of you, this is going to be a review. On the paintbrush, we have this long part right here. This is called the handle. It's called the handle because that's where your hand goes. Then we have this gold part. This is the danger zone. The reason I call it a danger zone is because if paint gets on there, it's going to creep up to your hand, and then you're going to have a messy mess. So try not to get paint in the danger zone. And then we have the paintbrush's hair. His hair is having a good hair day right now. But sometimes when children or even adults paint, they mess up his hair and it looks all funky. We don't want that. We want his hair to stay nice and straight like a mohawk. Alright, you think you can handle it? Then we have these water bowls. I'm using a clear water bowl so you can see my paintbrush go in there. When you paint, you don't want to use a lot of water because then it gets kind of messy. So you're going to dip, and this part of the bowl is called the lip. It's where your lip goes if you were going to drink out of a cup, or not drink out of this, but you know what I mean. So it's going to go dip, touch the lip, but not these lips. All right? Dip, touch the lip, not these lips. And then you're going to come and find your color. When you find your color, you're just gonna swirl it around. You don't need to dig, you're just kind of petting it, kind of like a little kitty cat. All right, and then you'll come over and you'll paint. Now, we're gonna be painting specifically something today, but I'm just gonna show you. Right, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. What if I didn't want to use red? What would I do to this paintbrush? Would I get a new color? No, I have to give it a bath. So I'm gonna scrub in the tub. When you scrub in the tub, I want you to look at my water. Your water's gonna change colors, which is so cool. But when you do it, you're gonna press your paintbrush on the bottom of your cup and you're just gonna kind of scrub it. Not making bubbles, but just scrub in the tub. Scrub in the tub. Then you're gonna dip, touch the lip, but not these lips. And then you're ready to get your next color because you gave it a bath. So I'm gonna get another color. This time I'm choosing orange. I'm swirling it. Let's see. All right. Now I have orange on my brush. Now, if I'm using orange and I'm using it, and it starts to run out, chances are all I need to do is just get a little bit more orange from my palette. But sometimes you need to give your paintbrush a drink of water. Kind of like when your throat gets scratchy, you would use a drink of water. I'm gonna scrub in the tub because I'm gonna choose a new color. Dip, touch the lip, but not these lips. And I'm gonna get a new color. This time I'm gonna choose some blue. Swap and swirl. Petting like a cat, not digging, right? And then I've got blue on my paper. So those are basic ways to paint. I want you to practice today. That's all it's about, is practicing, because the more you practice, the more you're better with techniques and not mixing up your paint palette. Is my paint palette mixed? No, you're right. I kept them nice and clean. So while we're painting today, your goal is to use all these techniques to try to keep your palette clean. All right, let's get started painting. If you need to pause the video to practice these techniques, now would be the time. Or to gather your materials, your paintbrush, your water bowl, and your paints. Direction is going to be to take our water and our paintbrush, dip and touch the lip, but not these lips, and grab your first color. I'm going to start by using a red. Remember, when you use your colors, try to keep them nice and clean. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find a shape that my lines made by intersecting. You see this really weird zigzaggy shape? Now we call these organic shapes. I'm going to fill this in. I outlined it first so I would stay in the lines, and then I just painted it in. I want you to try to outline and fill in too. Now I'm going to scrub in the tub because I want to try a new color. So I'm scrubbing in the tub, then I'm going to dip, touch the lip, not these lips, and I'm going to grab a new color. This time I'm going to use yellow. I'm going to outline my shape that I find first. Looks like a triangle, and then I'm going to fill it in with my paints. I would like for you to try this too. I'm going to go ahead and keep working on mine. You can watch or you can go along with and try to find your shapes by outlining them and using our techniques from our painting lesson. Good luck! So today our lesson was all about using the lines we learned last week to create an artwork and then go in and use the art element of color and shape, really. We're using colors to find shapes. I hope that you had fun painting today and trying out these new techniques. I can't wait to see what you created. So make sure you take a photo or do a video on Canvas so I can be a part of your art.